Alright, hello and welcome everyone. Today is a dedicated and also sponsored video for Dungeon Hunter Champions, which is a new free-to-play game available on iOS, Android, and Windows app stores today. You can use the link in the description below to get into the game now and also help support the channel. Along with that, there are a bunch of new player rewards as well, so if you're ever going to play this, you're definitely going to want to nab those at the very minimum. With that out of the way, let's get into the actual video. Okay, so now that we're out of the intro bit, we can properly talk about the game. So, luckily for me, my opinion is not dictated for this video. With that, luckily for Gameloft, they made a pretty good game. I do have some sour points here and there for this game, and most of them are front-loaded, so we're going to talk about them first. First and foremost, this game starts pretty slow. If you are an experienced person in like the mobile game space and you kind of already get it, the first two boards of this game, they're going to be super slow. Starting off with like only 2 characters and like a very linear progression, not a great first impression. That being said, once you are out of those first 2 boards, the game actually starts opening up and allowing you to do a lot more things. Those things being like doing boss raids, getting your characters ascended from materials from those, actually getting full gear sets so that you can actually like build towards certain stats on what heroes you want to be built certain ways. And in addition to that, the 5v5 multiplayer mode opens up, which is pretty good. It's very similar to League of Legends, but that's not really a bad thing. And there's a lot more that starts happening once you're out of that initial startup period. And that initial startup period is not super long, but honestly, I was questioning if the game was just going to continue on that track for a while. If you're worried about that, no, it's not. It gets a lot better once you're out of like the tutorial zone, as it were. With that, let's talk about like kind of what the monetization of the game is. The game is a gacha-based system where you roll for new characters, and whether or not you're okay with that is going to be entirely person to person. The drop tables or the drop percentile chances and all that business are all very clearly outlined. If you hit the little question mark, that's above where you roll characters. So you can choose personally whether or not you're okay with those chances and whether or not you feel like you really need like the biggest, most shiniest character that exists. For me personally, I'm using all of the characters that you get during the story, and it has worked out really, really well in terms of going through raids and getting some like cool gear sets and business like that. Also, in addition to that, as far as I can tell, in the 5v5 mode, there are certain eligible heroes for that, and their rarity and such doesn't seem to matter at all in terms of PvP, so doing that is going to be purely skill-based, as opposed to whoever has the better thing just wins. So, that stuff, for me, all checked out to be pretty good in general. Now, the thing that I really like is in, I guess, like pairing with the monetization system, with the rolling and all that. The rolling and all that is not limited only to you spending money on the game. There are a pretty like wide variety of ways to get new characters, that being like the PvP shop, that being like getting the rolls that you can get from just doing raids. Raids not only drop gear and like tons of money and stuff like that, they also drop the discs that you need to summon new characters, and it just goes on and on and on. There are so many ways and so many things that they just throw at you to get you a ton of characters really fast. Right now, I currently have more characters than I even know what to do with. I have like a bunch of smaller characters that I could use to level some of my dudes, but like I grinded up a bunch of my characters just to max level. There's all kinds of stuff there. And during the release period, I'm attempting to get better at the 5v5 mode, because those PvP rewards are pretty nice. They are like the rolls for like getting new characters and stuff, and some of them are specific characters that are like starting at higher rarities that you can use both in PvP and outside of PvP. So overall, lots of good stuff. At the end of this video, I'm probably going to put together like a compilation of a bunch of characters I rolled and all that stuff, but for right now, I want to show the 5v5 mode. So, 5v5 is, as I said, very similar to League of Legends. You have your core on your side and the core on the enemy side, with towers in the middle of 3 lanes, and it pretty much goes down exactly as you'd expect if you've played a MOBA in the past. I personally, in this, played Boon Sister because there were no other supports on my team, and Boon Sister is really good. Also, worth noting, Boon Sister is the first character you are given that is not the tutorial guy. So, if you're gonna play the 5v5, Boon Sister is very good. Like, you don't want a full team of Boon Sisters, but she's very good. So, with that, I'm going to leave you guys to watch the game of 5v5. I thought it went pretty well. I laned decently. My lane partner was maybe not the greatest that's ever lived, but it was fine. And then at the end, I'll throw in some rolls that I did. Again, thank you to Gameloft for sponsoring this video. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Waters unleashed. Waters of life. Be healed. Waters unleashed. Waters of life. Accurate. Be healed. Ha! Your death is a mercy. Lethal. Wiggle. Waters of life. Lethal. Ha! Be healed.
Alright, with the game coming to a close, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it is my first sponsored video, so let me know what you guys think about doing stuff like this in the comments below. And with that, while you're down there in the description, there is of course the link to download the game and help support the channel, so check it out if you're interested. And I will see you tomorrow.